What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lonnie from Flight Sim Gaming. Appreciate everybody tuning in today.
Traffic November 45 X-rays here, taking off runway 13 right, departing to the west. Correction, departing to the east. San Antonio traffic.
Appreciate that. We're on Vatsim today. That's a little loud. I'm gonna have to figure out how to adjust these things as we do the live stream. But anyways, thank you for tuning in today on this lovely Sunday afternoon. We are down on the ground here in San Antonio. We're headed out to Mexico City with the Airbus in the Fenix A320. It's gonna be a spicy arrival in Mexico City. I've been doing some practice flights the last I don't know, 12 hours or so, and the weather hasn't been all too great. You know what I mean? Visibility pretty much at the minimums when you're touching down on the runway there. So, you know, we'll kind of see what happens. I don't think we're anticipating any severe weather out there at the moment, but you never know what's going to happen. It's a crazy approach. Coming into Mexico City at the high altitudes, I mean, it's something else for sure. I kind of wish, though, you know, Asobo would have, I guess, redid the photogrammetry out in Mexico, because it doesn't look that great. And then I think it's like, who's it? MMMX, I believe, did the scenery out in Mexico City. Hasn't been updated in a minute. It needs to be updated. Ivan, what's going on? Welcome to the live stream. Appreciate you tuning in. Yo. Yeah, it's just Asobo can, you know, if they're updating North America, you should touch on Mexico too. It's a stunning approach, and I just don't think right now the approach in the game doesn't do it justice with all those basic textured buildings and things like that. You know, it'd be pretty cool if Asobo could sort of revamp Mexico City, because it's a pretty stunning approach. But anyways, ladies and gents, road flight flown by Viva. I believe the flight time is 1 hour 40 minutes long. Not a real long live stream today. We're doing one leg, by the way. We're not doing a return back to San Antonio because later this evening I'm going to be departing Mexico City out to Tijuana for a flight with can't remember who, to be honest with you. I have it stored in my phone somewhere, but yeah, we're heading off to Tijuana, and then that'll sort of end off this weekend's Microsoft Flight Sim videos and live streams coming into next week. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. I haven't figured out anything. Probably going to hop into a regional jet, whether it's the Flight Sim Studio E-Jets.
San Antonio traffic November 45 X-rays here, departing to the east, last call, San Antonio.
I don't think there's anybody on the ground, but if he wants to be a professional pilot, we greatly appreciate that. But yeah, so I'm not sure if we're going to be in the Flight Sim Studio E-Jets or if we're going to be in the CRJ. I haven't decided. I don't know where we're flying yet. But anyways, that's sort of the plan, and some pretty good scenery out in Tijuana as well. So anyways, ladies and gents, I got GSX, I got the jetway connected. Let's go ahead and let's get the rest of it kind of set up here. By the way, performance in San Antonio is atrocious.
Boarding requested.
Any builds hasn't, I think they've done updates to it, but with frame gen, it's, you're getting, showing 40 FPS right now. It's really not that. It's about 30 FPS with frame gen, and it can be a struggle. I'm not sure what the departure is going to look like. I haven't departed yet. Not CRJ update. No CRJ update yet. It's been a couple of years, man. I think it's been actually, it might be 3 years since an update. They talked about doing one. One of the developers in the forums had said it's in the works, but I mean, if you know Aerosoft, they don't really live up to their promises. You know what I mean? So, I'll be honest, it wouldn't cross my mind if it never gets touched again.
Do you want a board crew?
I don't know if maybe somebody else would make a CRJ, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be touched ever again, to be honest with you. Let's go ahead and set up the McDo here. Come over to the Yatsu tab. We're going to go AOC menu, flight init data request. And to be honest, if I had to choose between the two aircraft, which one has the best flight model, obviously the Flight Sim Studio, in my opinion, has the better flight model. I don't like how the CRJ, I don't like their rudder sensitivities. I don't like their yoke access or their yoke pitch sensitivities. It doesn't feel fluid for me. You know what I mean? So today's cost index is 16, cruising up 36,000 feet on today's journey. IRS in it should already be aligned. I'm sitting here for about 15 minutes. We'll come over to page number 2. Let's get our weight and fuel, 61,000 kg, 31.5 CG. Block fuel of 8.0. Lovely. Come over to the flight plan tab here. So, you know, as we heard, that guy is departing off of 1-3 right. So we're going to continue. We'll continue that departure. If I look at Navigraph, and I know Pilot Edge is departing off of 3-1s. They're going in the opposite direction. But real-world departures are claiming to be departing off of 1-3 right. So we're just going to stay with 1-3 right. And it is going to be on the Tijano 1 departure. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I don't know, to be honest with you. Transition is going to be, let me have a look at Sibrief. It's the Kahan, or the Con trans. Go ahead and insert that. In Mexico, we are expecting the 05 right approach on the, I think it's the Darren 3 Alpha, if I'm not mistaken. It is the Darren 3 Alpha, and there is no transition. Go ahead and insert that. Beautiful. Come over to the perf tab here. We'll go ahead and get some info here. So KSAT 13 right drive. We'll load up everything. We'll calculate. 42, 42, 43 with flaps 1 in terms of down 0.2. Let's go ahead and send that off to the MiC 2. And then let's go ahead and go to our secondary flight plan here. We're going to copy the active. We're going to pick a waypoint and we're going to plug back in San Antonio. And we are going to plan for the ILS 13 right approach with radar vectors for final, just in case, I guess, if anything sort of happens. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and set everything else up. Because there's no ATC online, we do have Vatsim auto ATC. They've squawked me 7407. And it looks like, what do we have here? Altimeter 2999. And I gotta look at my departure here. I gotta see what are we flying up to today. I think it's 5,000 feet. Top out's 5,000. Climb on heading 128. Orders assigned by ATC for vectors to Lavaca. So we're gonna go 5,000 up here in the box. Beautiful. Let's go ahead. There's some messages here. Love to how, you know, GSX implements different languages and accents. So obviously we're flying with a low-cost Mexican airliner. It's pretty cool to hear the crew there speaking Spanish. Beautiful. We'll turn up the sounds as we sort of get ourselves departing. Eric, welcome to the live stream. Oh, a stream I can watch. Hello. Appreciate you tuning in. I apologize, man. You know, sometimes it gets a little crazy with my schedule. I can't always get on in the afternoon. Sundays is the plan. You know, we try to make do with what we can, but I appreciate you tuning in, Eric. Nice touch doing the secondary plan for an emergency return. Absolutely. I learned that from, I forget who I learned that from. It might have been the A330 driver. It might have been somebody else. I'm not sure. Not too sure. It's a nice little habit that I like to do. You know, I mean, everybody kind of does their own little thing. I don't know how to do it in every aircraft, but it's pretty simple to add the secondary flight plan in case of, you know, anything happening on departure. If landing gear doesn't want to go up, if flaps don't work. Not that I fly with any, like, failures. I don't, because I don't know how to troubleshoot any of those things, but yeah, we kind of just throw it in there. We kind of just throw it in there. Let's open up Navigraph here. Let's have a look at our departure, ladies and gents. We'll kind of brief ourselves here. So we are going to be on the Tijano RNAV departure with the Con transition. It's very simple here. If we look up here, runway 31 right, climb on heading 128, or as assigned by ATC for vectors to Lavaca. We got to be above 5,000 feet. So we're going to go ahead, depart runway heading, and start heading south towards Mexico City. The METAR information is right now, the winds are variable at 3. Few clouds at 4,000 and 9,500 feet. It's 32 degrees. Altimeter 2999. Very nice. Don't forget, ladies and gents, if you're just tuning in, go ahead and smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. I would greatly appreciate that. I started a Facebook page for Flight Sim Gaming. If you're interested, I'm just pretty much posting just regular photos and things like that on some other Microsoft Flight Sim pages. The goal is to eventually stream on Facebook as well. I want to do Facebook live streaming just because there are a lot of people out there on Facebook that enjoy the simulator, and I don't really see too many streamers out there streaming on Facebook, so I kind of want to do that. You need about 100, I think it's like 100 followers, something like that, and 60 days of the page being online. We're not anywhere close to that, but if you are interested in following any of my social media channels, we got the Flight Sim Gaming Facebook and Instagram. But yeah, to go back to the scenery here, I mean, it's a nice scenery, San Antonio. Actually, you know what? We can go ahead and showcase it. It's very, very harsh on performance. Like, we got nice Spirit Wings taxiing out there. We got some static southwest traffic as well, but I don't know, like the performance, right now it's showing 50 FPS, which kind of weird, but we got another aircraft there. Coming into San Antonio yesterday morning was a little choppy in my opinion. I'm sure departure's probably going to be the same. You know, we'll kind of see what happens. I don't know if that's just a Microsoft Flight Sim problem with long-haul flights. I know Any Builds has a reputation with performance, even though their stuff's pretty nice, but it is a nice airport. I don't know, I think they did those buildings out there as well. I don't think they just did the actual airport. But if you're interested in purchasing it, it's pretty steep in price. I think it's like 20 USD. So pretty average for Any Builds itself, but very, very heavy on performance. Looks like our baggage is done, so we'll go ahead and we'll kill all of that stuff there. Fantastic. Eric, you got a new follower on Facebook. Appreciate you, Eric. Much love, much love. We are, like I said, posting a couple things here and there on it. It can get pretty repetitive, you know what I mean? With the content and such, but you know, I like to kind of showcase my own view of piloting here on Microsoft Flight Simulator and posting photos and things like that.
¿Puedo ver su pase de abordar, por favor?
What we got here? How many people left? We got about 20 people.
Hello.
We are flying real world time as well, ladies and gents, so we're not rolling back any time here or any weather.
Hello.
There's no active controllers online at the moment. Nothing headed out into Mexico. We did have Houston Center online yesterday morning. He guided us down to the runway, which is pretty nice. Ended up logging off right after he cleared us, which we always appreciate any type of controllers that get to make it out online. Apchi, welcome. Appreciate you tuning into the live stream. Justin, Hi Flight Sim Gaming, how long would you say that flight will take? This flight is about an hour and 40 minutes long. Hour and 40 minutes long. Let's come back up here. Let's go ahead and prepare for push. And we'll throw our beacon light on. Doing another flight later tonight. We're going to be throwing out a video from Mexico City out to Tijuana. Plan is to have the video out for about 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow afternoon. If that's a long flight, by the way. I think that flight's close to like 3 hours. But some pretty good Tijuana scenery as well.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Get some of our sounds up here. Lovely. Quick edit pushback. We love quick edit pushbacks. We have somebody pushing back right now.
Exiting from editing mode. Please wait.
Good enough.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes coming off.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Go ahead, start up engine number 2. Some of the, I am using FSL, TL, what do you call them? Model matching. Some of the aircraft, for whatever reason, they don't show the livery. Not sure what the reason is for that. Doesn't happen with every aircraft. It's probably going to be about every, I'm going to say every, 50% of the aircraft that I fly on the network with don't have livery. There goes that beautiful Spirit. And he's going off to Galveston Scholes Field. That's where he's going. Start up engine number 1.
Please set parking brakes. Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
2 good engines, APU bleed coming off, master switch coming off,
Left is clear, right is
taxi
clear.
lights are coming on. Flaps 1. Ground spoilers, what did I say our trim was? I think it's down 02. Down 02. San Antonio traffic, Viva 165, taxiing runway 13 right via Golf 1 Golf, San Antonio traffic. Parker brake coming off, ladies and gents. Takeoff config. Let's get going. So just look at the performance when I click out of frame gen. 16 FPS. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Golf one here. We're going to go ahead and hang it right. Get on golf and then all the way up to 1-3 right. Like I said, take off. We're going to be going runway heading. Vector ourselves to our first waypoint. Sorry, I mute myself every time I have to clear my throat. Only flown into Mexico City a handful of times, to be honest with you. Not an active flyer out in Mexico. But the approach is stunning. If you guys haven't done it, definitely go try it out. Water went down the wrong pipe. Holy smokes. Let me see if we got any traffic. I don't think we have any traffic coming in here. No traffic coming into San Antonio. So we good. That stutter, man. Not a big fan of heavy stutters, to be honest with you. I know some people will fly with it. For me, it just the performance is priority. You want to have the smoothest experience possible. This aircraft likes to run away too. These are the IAE engines. So I'm not sure what engines Viva uses. The livery at Flight Sim TO gives us the livery for this variant for the IAE engines. So, but this aircraft likes to run away while taxiing. I think that's just how that aircraft is in real life. Almost there, ladies and gents. We're going to go down to the last one. San Antonio traffic, Viva 165, lining up runway 13 right for departure. San Antonio traffic. Let's get all lit up here. Not gonna lie, this is probably gonna be butchered. This takeoff with this performance. I don't know what to expect at the other end of the runway, but let's go ahead and get ourselves situated here, ladies and gents. Enjoy the departure. Throttle's going up. Man flag 63, SRS Auto Blue. I think the winds are variable, that's something. Get on out of here. Knots checked. Long takeoff roll, ladies and gents. And V1 rotating.
Too low. Terrain.
Positive rate of climb. Gear is going up. Let's go ahead and pitch up a bit there. Go ahead and get her pitch down. Aircraft's doing some weird shit right now. Not sure what the hell is going on with the aircraft, but it's doing some weird, funky shit. Let's go ahead. We'll go direct Lavaca. Go ahead, flaps up. Disarm the ground spoilers. Beautiful. Plane did some weird shit there. I'm trying to pitch down, get that throttle over to the climb detent. The aircraft was bouncing around weird. I don't know, man. Go ahead, put it in autopilot, bring it back up top. Yeah, I don't know. That felt weird. Hopefully this aircraft stays stable for the rest of the flight there. But definitely felt weird, you know what I mean? Like a long takeoff roll, I don't know why. You know, it's not really high elevation out here in San Antonio. But pitching it down, it just didn't feel smooth. I just want to confirm we are going up 360. We're looking good here. Beautiful departure out of San Antone. There's that Rex AccuSeason. I don't like that. I don't like that. Should be climbing up. Yeah, we're about 9,000 feet here. Looking good, ladies and gents. Make sure my throttles are where they need to be. $10,000 feet, wing lights, landing lights. Something wrong with my headset. There's some crackling going on. I hope you guys are not able to hear that on the live stream, man. Fantastic, ladies and gents. Looking good. Airplane's behaving like it's supposed to be. We're direct at Lavaca right now. We're going to be above 5,000 feet. There are no altitude restrictions or any speed restrictions on this departure. Yeah, I don't know the next time we're going to come back into San Antonio. I'm not a big fan of the performance things. Lady Builds does a nice update there, but it was a pleasure. Different airport. Not a lot of streams fly into San Antonio. A lot of great scenery out in this part of the world as well. Mexico has some good scenery too. right back, ladies and gents. I'm gonna go grab a refill of my water here. Looks like I missed a message there. Is it Luis or Louis? Avalos. Hi, I love Viva Aerobus. It's my home airline. Sorry I missed your message there, brother. My fault there. Let's jump inside here. Let's see what we're doing. Yeah, standard pressure. We'll set it. Confirm we got all of our lights off. Looking good. Don't forget, ladies and gents, if you're enjoying the content, smash down that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate that. Nice, beautiful departure out of San Antonio. Let's get the webcam back up here. Some great scenery out here. I got a buddy actually that's from San Antonio. He came up to Canada in 2016. He's a mechanic. And yeah, it's pretty cool. The lifestyle out here, the weather, the food. I remember when I went to LA, and I think it was 2018. I drove out to LA from Toronto, and on my second day of driving, I was in Amarillo, Texas, and I walked into, it was about lunchtime as I was passing through Amarillo, and I walked into what felt like a saloon. And I don't think saloons are like super active right now, but in the northern part of Texas, I think it's pretty common to walk into a saloon and there was biker guys all around. I just went in there for a burger, and some of the most humble people I've ever met in my life out there. Texas is a wonderful spot to be. Should we get some tunes on, ladies and gents? I think it's time, right? I think it's time. Should have had it already open, but the boy's slacking. Now, we always listen to the sort of same genre of music. The dance music. We should probably mix it up. Let's see what is popular. We're just going to go over to popular tracks, vocals, and let's play some music. Some southern hip hop. That's what it's called, and we'll play it. So we are in the South, you know what I mean? It's pretty appropriate. We're almost at the Mexican border, so we're about, I don't know, 30 miles, 20 miles out from Con. Telling you, it's going to be spicy in Mexico. If you haven't flown it, you can get real fast, real quick, you know, on your approach. So you got to make sure you follow your altitude and speed restrictions. I think flying over top of Mexico is not going to be like over top of Mexico City. It's not going to be too bad, but we're showing some clouds in Mexico City at the moment. Nothing too crazy. I did some practice landings yesterday with FSI panel, and I did a flight. Visibility was low, man. You couldn't see shit. couldn't see shit. My landings have been a little scarce, so hopefully I make a pretty decent approach coming in. But overall, should be a pretty decent flight there. But going back to the approach, it's a crazy approach, man. I mean, coming to top the mountains there, and you could screw it up real fast if you don't pay attention to what you're doing. And I kind of wish, like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, that Asobo, you know, kind of fixed up Mexico too. Mexico is a beautiful country. A lot of the U.S. has been done. A lot of North America has been done, but Mexico has been sort of untouched. You know, they kind of we have to rely on developers to sort of put out some scenery. There is some Mexico City landmarks. There's one by, I think it's Magsoft or Magmex. I forget which developer. In my opinion, it doesn't look that great. I didn't want to spend I think it's like €13 or something like that. But you know, the approach coming into Mexico City, when you're landing on the 05 runways, you're coming atop the city, man. They gotta fix the photogrammetry, man. You know what I mean? It's so beautiful flying in. I was hoping for some good scenery out here. Nothing's been updated, so. What the fuck are we listening to? Should probably play some Spanish music, no? Let me see what I can find. Play some appropriate music for this flight, ladies and gents. All the music's courtesy of Epidemic Sounds. No copyright infringements, infractions, none of that. And it's actually some decent music, I gotta say, for the subscription. Can't remember what I paid, but it's hella cheap and it's pretty good stuff, you know what I mean? Otherwise, if I play tunes from Spotify, every video I do is gonna get freaking flagged. We should be coming over top of Laredo any moment now. I think we're probably going to see it, should be able to see it out here. Not sure what the aircraft's doing. Coming over top of Laredo right now, as a matter of fact. God damn. It's a border town, ladies and gents. Borders Laredo, Texas, and Nuevo Laredo. My buddy from San Antonio, he's got a lot of stories coming out here when he was younger. He came up later in his life, you know. He's I think he's got like 5 or 6 years on me. He only moved up, like I said, 2016, so he's got some stories being out here when he was in his late teens, you know, in his 20s. What a life out here, you know what I mean? Probably could have deleted that waypoint there. That's kind of a weird turn. This aircraft's kind of all over the place at the moment. There we go. It's 36,000 feet. Let me just double check this. Cruise out. Think so. Yes. Perfect. Fun fact, Viva Aerobus is they actually sponsor the San Antonio Spurs, as well as the Las Vegas Raiders. Okay. Where are we going? Anything can happen while live, ladies and gents. The aircraft's got a mind of its own. It happened on departure. But yeah, so they're actually owned, if I'm not mistaken, by a bus company in Mexico. One of the #1 bus company, the only bus company or something like that in Mexico. And they are like a low-cost carrier in Mexico, and they fly to different various parts of Mexico and United States. But there we go. We got about 50 minutes until top of descent. Long way out. Enjoy the views while we can. Is that the Rio Grande? I think it is. Little concerned now. Let me just double check my flight points here. Make sure the aircraft's not gonna do any weird shit again. No, we look good. Fantastic. Looking good, ladies and gents. tomorrow's flight, we are operating Volaris from Mexico City to Tijuana. It's going to be a long flight. Doing that in a video. We're not doing that in a live stream. That flight's about 3 hours. So we'll probably depart sometime later this evening. Get that video posted out to you guys. I know how much my community loves the videos, so we're going to continue to do that. Yes, look at the beautiful mountain and the scenery out here in Mexico. Beautiful. Still here, ladies and gents. Just gonna hop off the webcam. Enjoy some views out here.
Eu já cansei de te chamar pra tu sair de casa, mas você só continua com essa enrolação. Já cansei de te chamar pra tu sair de casa, você só continua com essa enrolação. Eu já limpei e arrumei o que você pediu, enquanto você tinha outra coisa que arrumar. E mesmo assim te esperando você não saiu. Falou que falta eu botar água pra esquentar. Eu já cansei de te chamar pra tu sair de casa, mas você só continua com essa enrolação. Eu já cansei de te chamar pra tu sair de casa, mas você só continua com essa enrolação. Depois falta cozinha, banho, roupa e bidê. Parece sempre que arruma coisa pra fazer. Já te falei que compromisso não pode esperar, mas você sempre arruma coisa pra se enrolar. Pá, 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 pá.
Raw like tartar, saucy drizzled up for starter. I can be a coach like Carter. If you got the fee, we can barter. I got the pack that you need for a starter. Rebel not a martyr. Truth is, nah, they can't dribble like me. It's Jan said, baby, know what I mean. Little spice in the scene, and we break it down, yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, make it go up and down scene. Rocker that we drink is better than the lean. Flow's got me feeling like a fiend. In the fire in the belly, yeah, lips full of steam. Vibe is mental, know what I mean. Eyes looking mean, you know what I mean. Handle the flow, you know what I mean. Yeah, now it's the key.
Muévelo como tembleque, baila como triple, nalga piquete. Un beso y baby, estamos al garete. Una muñequita, pero no es un juguete.
Gonzalo, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you tuning in. Are you passing Monterey at the moment? I believe so. I believe we flew over top of it, to be honest with you. We are now south of Monterey. Appreciate you tuning in, though. Thank you for joining. Let me see if I can find it. It's here somewhere. Ah, here we go. Right there. Right. Now, I have scenery out here as well. Seems is we'll take 1 hour to land. About so. Yeah, about that. I think... what's top of descent? I think it's in about 35 minutes. Let me check here. So what do we got? Yeah, so we're looking at about 35, 36 minutes or so until top and drop. And then, which means factor in everything else. Yes, about, I would say an hour and 15 before we're on the ground. Flew a lot between Monterey and Guadalajara, haha, so I'd known very well my geographic of the zone. No, I appreciate that. And you know what? There are some great scenery. Are you flying on the simulator, Gonzalo? Because there's some decent scenery for, I believe, both Guadalajara as well as Monterey. And I've done, if I'm not mistaken, I've done a flight on my channel. I can't remember if I went to... I either flew out of Monterey or I flew out of Guadalajara. I might have gone to both. I don't even remember, but... You know, one thing that the simulator lacks on right now is some decent content out of Mexico.
Luna de noche, canto por ti. Tú no respondes, luna te perdí por otra mujer. Por otra mujer.
Yeah, Meg Mexico does Guadalajara, Monterey. They got some, you know, pretty decent scenery. Their newest one is Tijuana International. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly too, Tijuana. Gonzalo, I appreciate you subscribing. Welcome to the Flight Sim gaming community. Not sure why that alert did not pop up on its own.
Mi salsa ahora, mi salsa para bailar, este ritmo tan sabroso, el ritmo para guarachar. Yo te canto con sentimiento y manana te lo voy a dar. Muévese con sabrosura, abre la ventana para respirar. Mi salsa buena, yo te traigo la salsa buena. Estamos gozando ahí nada más que rico está.
You guys are loving this music. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. I love Latin music. You know, I'm European, I'm Italian and German, but I do appreciate some very nice Latin music. I'm going to be doing the ILS approach. Should I do the RNAV? I've only ever done the ILS approach coming in. I mean, I'm looking at the charts now. It looks like the ILS and the RNAV, you know, they're pretty much the same. But we have the ILS 05 right approach planned. Right now, the wind, I think the clouds are scattered at 2,000 feet. It's been a little rough out in Mexico City over the course of the last day or so. So I don't know what to expect out there. Right now, the clouds are scattered at 2,000, broken at 22,000. So, but I've only ever done the ILS. I'm comfortable with the ILS. Like the music, eh? I love it. I think it's very appropriate for a flight out of Mexico. You know, driving down to Los Angeles as I was driving through Texas and New Mexico. You know, driving pretty close to the borders. The Latin music was pretty much all that I was able to get reception of. So we had that long drive where that's all we really listened to. Arnav is funny, especially there. Yeah, man, it's the whole approach can be messy real quick if you don't know what you're doing. Well before, you know, the fly-by-wire had VNav equipped, just trying to fly that approach without having VNav can be very stressful and difficult. But we should be good. We're on the we're gonna be on the Darren 3 Alpha arrival. So a pretty long arrival. There is a shortcut you can take from, I believe it's Mike X-Ray 750 to Almus or something like that, where you can bypass all of those extra waypoints. So it's pretty cool, man. Coming along the side of the mountain there, it's definitely a unique approach. Mexico City weather can be very turbulent during storms. I mean, sometimes they have no options but to land on that one runway, right? And yes, if you're flying through the clouds, it can be tough. Especially at the high altitude as well, right? Trust me, I've had some pretty hard landings in Mexico City. It's kind of a weird approach too. It's just, it can get very, like, you can mess it up real fast. You know, I did some practice landings yesterday. Visibility was like 200 feet above the runway. Minutes till top of descent. I believe the winds are 100 at 5 right now in Mexico. So we should be good for the 05 approach. Well, let's just talk about the terrain for a second out here. Can you imagine flying this in real life? Every single day? Justin Mercer, this is live weather. If you live in this part, in this region of Mexico, and it does not look live, I do apologize. We're live weather, live time. The weather's going to start getting pretty bad once we get out to towards Mexico City. There's clouds. It's cloudy. No rain today, which is nice. About another 10 minutes until top of the semi, ladies and gents. As you can see, we're about 100 miles out. For the time being, I'll go ahead and plug in some arrival information. QNH altimeter. It's 3033. Some high pressure out here. Temperature is 21 degrees. The winds are 100 at 5. Shouldn't be a terrible approach coming in. Trans level is 18,500 here in Mexico. And we are going to plan for the ILS Zulu runway 05 right approach. So we have our minimums here of 7566. So you can take in the actual elevation of the airport. It's about 7,300 feet above sea level, which is crazy. Crazy in my opinion. Beautiful. And we are cleared down to 21,000 feet at pilot's discretion, so we'll go ahead and we'll kick this back. We're not ready to descend as of yet. We still have, like I said, about 10 minutes. 1846 Zulu. 12 minutes time, we'll plan for our descent coming into Mexico City. Mexico City. I think we listened to that one already.
Por eso tienes que comprender que el ritmo nunca se para, se sigue hasta el amanecer. Ahora te invito a bailar, mami, que no hay más nada. Seguimos siempre gozando, vamos para allá. Anda, vamos a gozar, mamita. Eso es. Oye, mamita linda, te estoy invitando a mi fiesta. Escucha mi salsa buena, rico guaracha y el rico son. Oye, mamita linda, te estoy invitando a mi fiesta. Escucha mi salsa buena y mi guaracha y el rico son. ¡Mambo! Escucha el rico son. Suena mi trombones. Escucha el rico son. Eso rompe el cuero, poco cero. Ajá, rómpelo. Vamos a gozar. Ay, la música te llena. Baila mi salsa buena. Ahora yo te invito a mi rumbo, mamá. Baila mi rico son. Mira, ahí quiero una vida sin problema. Baila mi salsa buena. Baila, baila, rico son, mi nena. Baila mi rico son. Estoy cantando pa' ti, escucha mi serena. Baila mi salsa buena. Porque tú sabes que tengo el don, mi nena. Vaya, anda. Eso es. Sube. Ah, eso. Ajá. Eso qué rico es, qué rico es. Ajá. Oye, mamita linda, te estoy invitando a mi fiesta. Escucha mi salsa buena y mi guaracha y el rico son. Oye, mamita linda, te estoy invitando a mi fiesta. Escucha mi salsa buena y mi guaracha y el rico son. Ay, tú sabes, mami. Vamos para allá, vamos para allá. Ay, no quiero más problemas. Quiero más fiesta y alegría en mi vida. Estoy trabajando todos los días, pero no siento mucha pena. La semana está por terminar y la fiesta va a empezar. Oye. Suélele a dale. Ay, qué rico suena mi trombones. Ay, el trabajo está terminando, los trajitos se están mezclando y todo el mundo está preparando, porque la fiesta va a empezar y la rumba va a formar. que la fiesta ya empezó. La rumba ya se formó. Suena los tambores, el quinto y el tredo. La rumba ya se formó. Ay, gózalo, mi salsa y rumba, cómo no. La rumba ya se formó. Ay, menéate con ritmo, mamita, menéate con salsa nada más. La rumba ya se formó. Oye, esa cosa que me hiciste, mami, me gustó. La rumba ya se formó. El cuero, muchacho, te estoy llamando rumbero. La rumba ya se formó. Ay, por eso mira, gózalo, ay, gózalo, ay, gózalo. La rumba ya se formó. Hago mis trombones, qué rico. La rumba ya se formó. La rumba ya se formó. Qué sabroso. La rumba ya se formó. La rumba ya se formó. Súbelo otra vez. La rumba ya se formó. La rumba ya se formó. La rumba ya se formó. Bueno, cuidado. Se formó. Estamos en la fiesta.
We're gonna kill the music there, ladies and gents. Get our sounds back up here. Let's get focused for the approach. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and get those sounds down to about halfway here. Let's get me back up top here, back in the flight deck here. Let's have a look at Navigraph. We'll understand kind of how our arrival looks. We're on the Darren 3 Alpha arrival. Make sure my mic's on. Coming into Mexico City, we're looking for the ILS 0405 right approach. From Darren, we're just going to follow this path. We're going to bypass all of these waypoints. I had mentioned earlier that you can do that. So we're going to bypass all of this junk here. We're going to go straight across to Almas. And the key to this approach is just to follow the altitude and speed restrictions. And you'll be completely fine. So you don't have to worry about that. You just got to watch out for all these mountains, right? So, you know, you don't want to hit anything. Some of the darker stuff here is about 11,000 feet. This other stuff's, what is it, about 8,000? Sorry, no, I lied. Some of the darker stuff is about 19,000 feet. Some of the lighter stuff is about 11,000 feet. So just be mindful of that. Right now the winds are 100 at 5, scattered clouds at 2,000, broken at 22,000. Altimeter 3033. And we're doing the ILS Zulu approach for 05 right. Pretty simple. From Ooptin, we got to be at a max 190 on the speed. We got to be at 12,500, and then the rest will take course. So coming up on top of drop here, about 16 miles. Let me just make sure we got all of our information in. We do. Fantastic. And like I said, we cleared down to 21,000 feet. We're just going to give it a couple more minutes here. And we'll go auto brake low. Actually, we'll go medium. It's high altitude, right? So aircraft does some weird shit at high altitude. It's a long takeoff roll. It's going to be a long, you know, takeoff roll while stopping as well. Quite the scenery out here too, eh? A lot of mountains out here. Like I said, it's very high altitude. But a lot of nice scenery out here. Just wish certain regions in Mexico would have been done a little bit nicer. For example, Mexico City. It's pretty basic in my opinion. It kind of ruins the experience landing in Mexico City. It's just the basic Asobal buildings. Hopefully something Asobal was looking to work on in the future. We got 7 miles here. Let's go ahead and we'll monitor that. And VNAV will fly its course. No issues. Had a little bit of takeoff mishap at the beginning of the stream. Hopefully the aircraft behaves itself. Now I'm going to come to my flight plan here. I'm just going to have a look at my waypoints because we want to bypass a couple things here. So from 752, we're going to get rid of some of this stuff in here. As it is not needed. Gonna pop open VAT Spy here. I don't think we have anybody around us. Nope. Nobody coming in. Nobody departing. Ladies and gents, if you're enjoying the live stream, don't forget to smash down that thumbs up button. I'd greatly appreciate that. We are not doing a return leg. We're just doing the one leg today. We got a video coming out tomorrow. We are departing Mexico City. We're headed for Tijuana. And we are flying with Volaris. That is the plan. Long flight too, ladies and gents, 3 hours. Be surprised how big Mexico really is, you know what I mean? A 3-hour flight across Mexico over to the western part. Make sure the VNAV is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Yep. I'll clear us down to 17,000 feet at Mike X-Ray 750. We got to be at 17,000 feet. We got to be at a speed of a max of 250 knots in the approach. We'll stay up in the cockpit. We'll monitor the descent coming in here. In my opinion, I believe we're a little too high. Let's go get our fixes in here as well. Start adjusting the speed now. We're going to go to about, we'll go 250 on the speed. We'll whip out those speed brakes. Just because we don't want to be, like I said, you can mess up this approach pretty quick if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Beautiful, ladies and gents. Transalt's 18.5, by the way. 18.5, I think we're going to go ahead and put our landing lights on. That makes us about 10,000 feet above the runway. So max 250 coming in here. We're going to be at 17,000 feet. There's no traffic around us, so we'll keep the aircraft at bay here, get it down to 230 knots. Go altimeters 3033. Go ahead, get my landing lights on. BNAV coming back in beautifully. Go ahead and get our landing system on. Landing guidance. Go ahead and stow those speed brakes. I'm going to clear us down to 14,000 feet. There is a restriction still coming up at Mike X-ray 752. We got to stay at 17,000 feet. And this is the part I was talking about where you can cross this path here, otherwise you'd kind of have to do this kind of weird quirky approach. So aircraft is flying beautifully. Nice beautiful mountains. As we approach into Mexico City. So max 230. We're going to go ahead and we're going to bug down 210 momentarily. Aircraft's now descending down to 14,000 feet. About 15 miles, we've got to be at about 210 knots. I'm going to go ahead and activate the approach phase. How far out are we? We're about, I'm going to say about 30 miles from the airport, 35 miles. About 15 miles out, we're going to go ahead and bug down 210. And you can see that weather out in front of us. That's kind of how it's been looking the last couple days out in Mexico City. Doesn't appear to be anybody on the ground in Mexico Island, which is a blessing. Don't need to worry about traffic. It's going to be very turbulent coming in here. Go ahead, manage speed. Go ahead, get the aircraft down to 12.5. Still got the restriction at 14,000. Go ahead, pull out some flaps here. Nothing to see, ladies and gents. You want to get the aircraft nice and stable on this approach. So we got to be at 190 at Upton. And then from there, we're going to go down to 8,900 feet. Got to get the aircraft decently slow here. I'm going to go ahead flaps 2. And I'm going to get the speed down to 180. And at Upton, it brings us about 10 miles out. Looks like we're speeding up here. We'll plug in 8,900 feet, so we're going to cap the glide slope coming in. Still got that restriction. We've got to be at 190, 12,500 feet. Go ahead, rearm those ground spoilers. We'll go ahead and manage speed. And we're about 10 miles out now from the airport, so we'll continue to manage here. And I want to make sure I get fully configured. What a cloud, I know, right? This is what Gonzalo was saying about it being very turbulent out here. Drop into gear. And let's go ahead, flaps 3. And we'll go ahead, flaps full. I'm going to arm the Yoke. And it looks like we're a little high right now on glide, but it's okay. We're going to get down. As we make that turn, you'll see that that pink magenta diamond, whatever you want to call that. It'll come up and we should be stable for the approach. Try to get the best view here. Dirty cloud. I wonder how much turbulence was actually in that cloud there. So we got Yoke armed. As we turn for final, should be pretty well established. Be prepared for a bumping final approach. Oh yeah. See the airport out there. We'll hop back in. And we're still good. Don't worry, that glide's going to come in. There's Loke. I'm gonna go ahead, arm the approach as well.
2,500.
The rest of our lights on. There's that pink magenta. Passing the IAF. Be sure to be flaps 2. I don't know where that is, but I'm already fully configured. Gonzalo. Mexico City traffic. Viva 165, 5 mile final, runway 05 right approach. There's glide slope right now. Go ahead, we'll ding up the cabin. And I'm going to bump this back up. We're going to go 12.5 on this. Never had to do a go around yet, but we got to go back up to Ook 10 or something like that. Case of a go around. All right, ladies and gents, enjoy the arrival. You can see the runway, about 1,000 feet. I'll go ahead and take the aircraft. It's a lot more clear now than it was, or than it has been.
1,000.
High controls. Winds should be 100 at 5 right now. Two whites, two reds. We are stable. 500 check. Feel those flight sim winds.
100 above. Minima.
Continue.
$100.
Flight slope.
Disregard.
Flight
50,
slope.
40, 30, 20. Retard.
First coming out. A little off center there. It's okay. $70 knots. Ladies and gents, welcome down to Mexico City. We'll go ahead and we'll vacate off up here. Not the cleanest. Ivan says nice. Appreciate you, Ivan. Nice landing, Eric. Thank you very much, Eric. Appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and clean up everything. This is Geese, Eric. Flight Sim TO, you can grab it. Crossing a runway here, so we'll keep kind of everything on. We're going to gate 25. Mexico City traffic, Viva 165, vacate runway 05 right at Echo. Taxiing to gate 25, Echo, Bravo, and we're about to cross runway 05 left, Mexico traffic. It's called Geese. It's actually pretty cool. Yeah, it's not bad. It's better than landing rate monitor in my opinion. It's better than what I was using. Did you get the Mexico City landmarks? I did not. I was actually thinking of getting it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like it. You know, I was looking at videos and it looks very basic for the price that you're paying. So I chose to opt out from it. Using landing rate monitor at the moment, Eric. I was having issues with landing rate monitor, so I never actually, like when I started streaming, I started having issues, and you know, I started using. I'm using. You can see my flight information up top of the stream, or the video. It's Fly Live Studio. Fly Live Studio had its own landing rate monitor that I was using for a bit because landing rate monitor wouldn't work. But then I had found some streamers using Geese. Decided to give it a go, and it's been working ever since. 2 degree left slide slip, minus 54 on the feet per minute there. I mean, not a terrible landing. Definitely not one of the cleanest landings. IF is the initial approach fix. Thank you, Gonzalo. I appreciate you. I'm always learning, you know what I mean? I'm not a real world pilot, obviously, right? I kind of do this for fun. When I say I fly, you know, real world ops, it's more the route than anything else. I don't really know procedures and such, but I do know how to fly. I can get the aircraft off the ground and back on the ground. So when you're saying you want to be flaps tube for the IAF, where on the charts did you want me to be flaps 2? Would that have been... So I went flaps 2, I think, at Ukten, where I got to be at max 190 knots. So in order to keep the speed appropriate, because at Ukten I find the aircraft, once it starts descending from 12,500 down to 8,900 feet, it starts descending very quickly. So I try to get out those flaps 2. To help, you know, keep the aircraft slow. And not a bad scenery here, you know, MMMX hasn't really updated it. It needs a fresh update. You need a proper, I mean, it's a decent Mexico City International, but it needs work. I'm all about scenery and performance. Performance is great. You know, we're showing, you know, about 60 FPS on the ground. It's not too bad. We're headed over to gate 25. That's where the real-world aircraft last deboarded from. So try to keep the gates, you know, gate-to-gate real-world. You know what I mean? Gate 25 coming up right over there. I think it's this one here. There's not going to be no marshaller here. There's G6 is kind of broken at this airport. As you can see, we're not getting any guidance either, so gotta make sure we kind of get her to where we need to get her. I'm gonna eyeball this one. Market break coming on. APU bleed. Coming on. Let's go ahead. Kill those engines. Seatbelt lights. Beacon lights coming off. Beautiful. Let's go ahead. Request deboarding.
Requested.
That wasn't a very good parking. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. GPU coming on. Let's get our cargo doors open. GPU is on. Let's turn our APU off. Lovely. What a great flight coming into Mexico City, ladies and gents. What a fantastic flight. Well, we are departing Mexico City. We are headed for Tijuana. Another scenery done by the same developer. It's actually pretty good scenery. Can't complain. Better than Mexico City, in my opinion. That is the plan. Video is going to be released tomorrow at about 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's about, what is that, 1500 Zulu? No, 1800 Zulu or 1700 Zulu. I think it's 1700 Zulu. So look out for that if you're into the videos. I'd greatly appreciate that. I just want to thank everybody who came out today to support the live stream. Mr. Gonzalo, Eric, Ivan. We have Justin Mercer, AppG, and Luis Avalos. Appreciate everybody tuning in today. I'll catch y'all in the next live stream, ladies and gents. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Sunday fun day. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.